Hi, I'm Paul from P23 Productions. Today we're going to talk about room reverb. Some people refer to this as echo, and it can really ruin a recording, especially when you're trying to create content as a professional. The good thing is, if you're listening to this recording right now, you're hearing some process going on, and that's happening with Accentize DeRoom that you can purchase at Effects Factory. Now, the good news about this plugin is that it's compatible with Premiere Pro, Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, Apple Logic, GarageBand, and many other apps. Now I'm going to show you some examples. I'm going to show you how simple and effective the plugin can be, and I'm also going to walk you through on how I like to dial it in. Oh, and if you're interested in the plugin, use the affiliate link below because that'll help me out.
Quick mention, today's video is sponsored by FX Factory, the place for visual effects, audio plugins, and tools for video creators using multiple apps. Alright, so right now I'm in my home studio recording a voiceover using a professional microphone running through a preamp that's using a little bit of compression and nothing else. Now, I hope you guys are on headphones so you can hear the difference. Even though this room is treated, it's not perfect, and you should be hearing the difference that DeRoom is making as I switch the plugin on and off. Alright, so let's go somewhere else where we can find more issues. Alright, so now I'm sitting under some high ceilings in front of this condenser microphone, and this is probably the wrong microphone to be using in this setting because you're going to pick up more of the room and a lot more of the ambient noise around you. Now, what I like to do in situations like this is I'll add a little bit of denoising with DeRoom, and that should help clean up the audio a little bit more. Oh, and I'm also wearing this lavalier mic that I just switched to. And now you're starting to hear the difference between the condenser and the lavalier mic. You should also be hearing the difference when I bypass DeRoom. And I think you guys are starting to realize the value of this plugin. In case you didn't notice, I've been using different software, and I did this to show you how DeRoom is compatible with most video editing and digital audio workstations. Okay, so you saw the examples that I did. Now let me show you how I like to use the plugin and where I like to start off when I'm dialing it in. I have another piece of audio that I recorded, so let's check that out. Alright, so here we are in Twisted Wave with DeRoom 2 opened up at its default settings. And we have dialogue enhanced off to the side. At some point, I'm going to use a little bit of the noise reduction in here, but we're not really going to focus on this plugin today. Today is all about DeRoom 2. Now, with this piece of audio, I recorded it poorly on purpose with an iPhone under some high ceilings. Now, the plugin is set to its default settings with sensitivity at 50% and reduction is set to all the way. I'm going to be honest with you, this is probably the ballpark of where you're going to be and probably where you want to start. Let's play with the plugin first, and then we'll add a little bit of noise reduction just to clean up the audio a little bit more. Alright, so I'm recording this audio with my iPhone in my living area where there's high ceilings. While this may be an extreme case of having to deal with reverb, I wanted to use this as an example to see how far we can push DeRoom. Alright, so I'm recording this audio with my iPhone in my living area where there's high ceilings. While this may be an extreme case of having to deal with reverb. Alright, so I'm going to activate the noise reduction just so you guys can get a feel for what it would sound like without noise. I wanted to use this as an example to see how far we can push DeRoom. Alright, so I'm recording this audio with my iPhone in my living area where there's high ceilings. While this may be an extreme case of having to deal with reverb, I wanted to use this as an example to see how far we can push DeRoom. Alright, so one of the things with this plugin is that I don't like to push this plugin or any plugin that's repairing noise. I don't like pushing them too far. I'll do it now here in a minute just so you can hear what it sounds like. What I like to do is I just want to improve my audio. Sometimes you're at a point where you're just like, you know, I can't go back and re-record. I can't do this over, but I could try to make this better. And I think DeRoom accomplishes that most of the time. Alright, so I'm recording this audio with my iPhone in my living area where there's high ceilings. While this may be an extreme case of having to deal with reverb, I wanted to use this as an example to see how far we can push DeRoom. Now, for me, that was a little bit too far to push it, but again, your ears are different than mine. You might actually want to push this further. So I would say download it, do the trial, and I really don't think you're going to be disappointed with this plugin. Alright, so I'm recording this audio with my iPhone in my living area where there's high ceilings. While this may be an extreme case of having to deal with reverb, I wanted to use this as an example to see how far we can push DeRoom. So once again, you can purchase DeRoom at the FX Factory store. I hope you found this video useful, stay healthy, and stay safe.